All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Adjuster Hour. When you hop on, say hello in the chat and let me know where you are joining in from. Let's see. Of course, it's me. We're having some problems with audio. Let's see. I see we have people on, but I just can't hear them. Shake your head if you can hear me. Okay, great. I just can't hear you guys, so you might just have to talk in the chat. Okay, perfect. All right, so this is a first Adjuster Hour live where we don't necessarily have a guest, but you all are the guest, the audience. So it's a little bit different than what you guys have seen, but this is how we've always done it. So a little history about Adjuster Hour. I talk about it every time. So I'll make it really, really brief. Adjuster Hour started at Minuteman when I was a manager over there of the IA firm. It was my favorite time. It was the best. RIP Minuteman. But I came up with this not a brilliant idea, very simple idea that we get together as adjusters every day. We talk through our problems, the claim handling, what's going on during that day, all the good things. Oh, we have Ryan who's on vacation in Panama City Beach, Florida. Well, thank you for, oh my gosh, thank you for coming on even on vacation. That is huge. So with Adjuster Hour, we're really just trying to connect adjusters and just get through this really tough career choice that we all voluntarily committed to. So that's the point of Adjuster Hour. It's evolving. And this episode really is all about you guys and just getting started. Oh, South Carolina. Brandon's in South Carolina. Yes. Hey, Brandon. Brandon's one of the OG adjusters who has been my friend, right, Brandon? We're Brandon's like, yeah. Brandon and I have been friends for what, a year now? Oh, he's typing. Let's see. Yes. Okay, great. But yeah, so I've known Brandon for a while. He's been one of the OG original adjusters, and I'm happy to have him. So thanks for being here. Now there's lots of things coming for Adjuster Hour, so I wanted to go over that real quick before I lose anybody. We have 3 opportunities coming up. Well, actually 4 opportunities to meet me in person. Just a meet and greet opportunity. If you are in the Fort Lauderdale area around June 19th, Thursday, June 19th, at the Marriott Harbor Beach Resort. So if you are around Fort Lauderdale, we're going to have lunch. Put it on your calendar. It's going to be great. I'll have the official link soon. But yeah, meet up for lunch. Hey, Sadie. Sadie is joining in, I think, from the road. Okay, so Fort Lauderdale, got it. We're possibly going to do a New Orleans meetup in late June. So if you're going to be in the New Orleans area, put that on your calendar. If you are in Dallas, meet me July 11th at the Rodeo Bar. The Rodeo Bar is going to be so much fun. I shared the link. So the official RSVP link is up. So go ahead and check that out. Add that to your calendar now. The Rodeo Bar has great food options. So just come for the food. They have cocktails, and then they also have mocktails. If you are not a drinker, it's going to be great. So plan on making a trip to Dallas July 11th. Last but not least is Baton Rouge, where I'm from, August 7th. So if you're in Baton Rouge, which I don't think no one is but Sadie, you can go ahead and join us in to be determined where we're going to meet up. But it is the Louisiana Department of Insurance's annual conference. So not too exciting, but we're going to have a meetup. It's going to be great. Keep your ears open for that. Okay, so there's a little bit of housekeeping. I wanted to talk about my experience being on the other side of things. You know, I was out in the field for, I don't know, 10, 11 years in Louisiana. I've been all over Louisiana, seen every little town there is down here. And it was really hard being a field adjuster in Louisiana for so many reasons. For being a female and also just being out in Louisiana in general is hard. Even when you're not an adjuster, it's hard. So once I moved inside, being the IA manager, but now as a desk adjuster and sending claims out to the field, seeing that being the client for once, it has given me a huge change in, I guess, perspective, change of thought process. It's a little scary because the some of the product that I get, and we're not going to talk about who's or what's or any of that mess, but it's it's interesting to see what adjusters are doing now or what they're not doing anymore. It seems like when you go out on an assignment, and it's not everyone, it's just kind of what I've seen. When you go out on assignment, it's not just going out and doing the pictures, measurements, call it a day. A run and gun adjuster is maybe the term, or turn and burn. Turn and burn, run and gun, I don't know. Everything opposite of slow. Everything that's opposite slow and steady. A lot of my claims that I deal with are complex. They're daily claims. They involve people's businesses, and it involves more than just going out and writing an estimate. It involves an investigation. It involves getting down to the facts and figuring out if things add up. And so, in order to stand out amongst the thousands and thousands of adjusters out there, that we all can have the same opportunity. We're all given the same chance to do this job. So why not take that chance and make the most out of it? Because you're only as good as your last claim. I know if you've been around, you probably heard that before. And it's so true. It just takes one claim to really ruin your career, ruin it for the client. And I recently had that happen where an adjuster basically wanted to just do a run and gun claim, a turn and burn claim. He just wanted to go out, take pictures of the building, and be done with it. Okay? And unfortunately, that's not what I was looking for. There was no building coverage, first of all, on the claim. Okay? So no building coverage. We're not going to spend too much time looking at the building. It is a commercial claim, so there is a reason to look at the building, look at the roof, make sure that there was a storm created opening for this wind loss, to allow for water to enter, to allow for coverage, blah blah blah. So it's okay to do a full inspection. You want to look for underwriting risk. That'll set you apart. Slap that on a report and you're golden. 9 times out of 10, I see there's no underwriting caption. There's no underwriting risk. And then I'll look at the building and it looks like crap. It's falling apart. That will set you apart miles ahead of what I'm getting and what I'm seeing, or what I have seen throughout my career, not just recently, but throughout. So focus on that. Focus on those underwriting risks. It's going to earn you brownie points. But when you go out, before you go out, you're supposed to be looking at the deck page, looking at the loss location, making sure, hey, am I even going to the right place? And when you do that, there's typically information about policy limits. And in this instance, this circumstance, maybe it was overlooked or whatnot, but I had a really bad interaction with the IA. We won't get into that because I don't know if I'm legally able to get into things like that. But it was a bad interaction, and it was almost on the verge of like insulting, and it left me with a bad taste in my mouth. I think I was like, I don't think, I know, I was shaking because I was so angry at the interaction with the adjuster. And I immediately called their boss or emailed their boss and was like, hey, we need to talk about this because we got to get this claim on the right track. And so what happened wasn't a good thing, right? It wasn't a good interaction for me. It wasn't a good interaction for the adjuster. Turns out, we're not going to use that adjuster ever again. And it's unfortunate because you're only as good as your last claim, and you're always going to be remembered for that last claim. Now, you can screw up. We've all screwed up in our career, but it's how you react to that screw up that's going to make the difference, and whether you continue to get work or you don't, or you get you get blacklisted. Sorry, that's really harsh. That came out really, really harsh. But you get what I'm saying. You can screw up. Okay, please don't make major screw ups, but it's just about how you come back from that screw up and how you make it right. And in that interaction, the adjuster did not want to make it right. He didn't. He was like, I don't want your claims. Like, well, shoot. There's other people that want the claims. So knowing that, this is how you can get ahead of the masses, and this is how you can stand out. Given that, obviously, your report, we do read them. We do browse through the reports. If you're wondering if the desk adjuster even reads your report, we do. We do read the report. Sometimes it is a little clunky. There is a lot of information, and we want the information. We want you guys doing the work. But I've noticed a lot of the information in the reports is just fillers, and it's almost like an adjuster just wants to check off the boxes. I mean, I used to do it too. I mean, I've been there. I just want to check off the boxes, move along. Maybe I'm having a bad day. I'm overwhelmed. Fill in the fillables, right? And just move on to the next. But what makes me stop in my tracks is those adjusters that actually tell me what I need to know about the claim. They're not just telling me, oh, your lost location's this, it's a 2-story building, water damage to the ceiling. They tell me that, the wind damage to the roof on the back elevation above the laundry room, sustained water damage from, covered cause of loss, or storm created opening, or wind created the opening, just something, just like a clear picture. And that is so simple. And that's what everyone should, it's like, well, Nat, yeah, that's what we do. But not everyone does it. Not everyone paints that clear picture. And what happens on the desk adjuster side is that we immediately just get frustrated, and we're like, man, why'd you go out there? Why bother? I could have just gotten a picture and looked at it myself. And the thing is we want field adjusters. We don't. I am all for the field adjuster. I'm all for getting eyes on the damage, confirming what's really damaged, because now with AI technology, people are creating damaged photos. And yes, we have processes in place where we can look at the photo and run it through a system and find out if it's AI. That's something that actually we learned today on a webinar. So I get all that, but nothing replaces that human interaction with the adjuster. And that interaction between the adjuster and the desk adjuster is so important. And I really think that's what's going to set you apart from the masses of other adjusters, because we all talk too. We all talk. We all know which adjuster. We're like, oh yeah, that adjuster there in Oklahoma is great, or Tennessee, so and so. We really want that adjuster on our claims. Everyone talks. And don't be afraid to call the desk adjuster and say, hey, Nat, just checking in. There's a great adjuster in California. His name starts with an M. So if he's watching, he is so great. He calls me and asks me, hey, Nat, what are you up to? Here are my claims that I have for you. Let's go over them real quick and tell me, if there's anything else you need or whatnot. And we talk about the claims. He calls me on Fridays and we get it done and it's great. And it's just that extra step that he does that really sets him apart. So no matter what, he messes up a little bit, he can call me and go, hey, Nat, this is what happened. Let's make it right. We move on. So all that being said, remember your first couple of days when you tried your best to prove yourself, prove your worth, prove that, you can do this, and you probably did a killer product. I mean, not your first one. Your first one probably sucked like mine. But after a couple tries, you did a killer product and it was great. Where'd that person go? I'm asking myself, where'd that person go sometimes? I got to ask myself that. Where did that person go? Talking to myself too. So remember why you started. And if you're just starting out or you're having trouble finding work, why is it so hard? What are you doing? What are you maybe pivot. Think about the things that you can do to pivot and to get noticed. I truly feel LinkedIn, we've talked about this before, getting on LinkedIn, networking, making those connections, getting out there, all of those things add up to get you above, get you seen, and get you work. I mentioned in the past going to conferences. I go to all the conferences in Louisiana. We talked about this before. And I look around the room and I don't see any other field adjusters, or ones that I know at least. And I try to look at their badges, see what they're doing. I see a lot of workers' comp adjusters, things like that. But I rarely meet other property adjusters there, and we know who they are. We know who the veterans are, at least, because the veterans always talk during the conferences. They always talk, like, in the classes, the presentations. They always want to be heard, and I always get a kick out of that, because typically it's the public adjusters. They love putting their 2 cents in those meetings. But the point I'm trying to say is, get out to those conferences. Act like you're marketing your business. Especially if you're 1099, market yourself, because you are running a business, and run with that. Act like it's a business, and you're going to set yourself apart. I've just been rambling. Let's see. Anybody have questions? Any questions from the audience? That's okay. I don't mind talking to myself. I do all day anyway. Let's see. Okay. All right. So I had this big old motivational speech thing that I was going to do, which I think I've kind of already done and crossed over and maybe ruined it. But there's this song that I posted about a couple days ago, and it's a country song, and it's called what's it called? Backup Plan. And basically it says it's all about, don't let anyone bring you down, don't let anyone murky the waters for you. Keep your blinders on. It's all this good stuff. Like, I turn it up, I get all like hyped up on Bailey's country song, Luke Combs and Bailey something, and I blast that in my car and I sing it, and I'm like, that's what kind of attitude you have to have. Not just what I'm doing over here with, I don't even know what I'm doing over here with this adjuster hour thing, but when you are an adjuster, that's what you have to think, especially when you're just getting started and everyone's looking at you like, oh, you're just another adjuster. Just another adjuster that's just trying to get started. And you really got to put on those blinders, and you really got to focus on, what am I here to do? What goals do I have? And again, just like a business, how much money do you need to make? How are you going to get there? But we know it's not all about the money. Because if it was all about the money, I mean, is it all about the money? Is it about the money? Sometimes the money's not good. Sometimes you get a claim money's not good. But I've had so many I've had so many claims when money wasn't good. Because I used to run Louisiana Citizens claims, and the money is not good for citizens. It's really not. But I'll tell you, it brought me to some places that I never would have been in my life. And I met people that I never would have met in my entire life. And what it did was it showed me it showed me another side of humanity that I think I needed to see. It does something to you. And I think this job, going to people's houses, going to people's businesses, or whatever the case may be, whatever kind of claims you're running, it changes you and it makes you a better person, but you just got to have your eyes open, you got to see it. So, it's not all about the money. It is about the interactions, it is about the experiences, and it's all about what you make of it. So, example, I have so many stories. And I could literally, oh my God, I could have a whole season on adjuster stories. Adjusters love to tell stories. That's another thing. An adjuster because they want to tell you a story about a claim they went on and what happened on that claim, and all the craziness that occurred, right? So, one claim I want to talk about, um, old man, old man in or actually not too far from where I live now, but more north of me, in Baton Rouge. And I went to the claim. It was late. It was like last claim of the day. Got to the guy's house. Really old man, old elderly man, I should say. I'm sorry, not old, elderly. It was an elderly gentleman, and his tree fell, and the tree was about, I don't know. At the time, it seemed like it was 100 foot, 100 foot long. It just seemed like the biggest tree I've ever seen in my life, and the root ball was taller than me. It was huge, and it only fell on like a piece of wood he had stacked up for his like chicken coop or something. And I was like, oh man. It was like a dwelling one or something, and huge ass tree, probably cost 20 grand. I don't know. It would cost a lot of money, maybe like 10 grand for them to get this tree out because it was that big. And I had to tell him, I had to break the news to him. It's not going to be good, right? This claim, it's not going to be a good claim. But it's like, that's okay. That's okay, And he started telling me about his life. And what happened was we just sat on the porch and he talked to me for an hour. And maybe he gave me some tea or something. I don't know. It wasn't poison. I'm still here today. But he told me about his life and we just sat and talked. He was just lonely. He didn't care about his tree. He just wanted to talk to someone. And in that moment, I was like, man, I'm glad this is what I was meant to do. This is the reason why I'm doing this. And yeah, it cut into my bottom line. I heard that recently. You're cutting into my bottom line. I don't care. Open your eyes and see what's around you and open up for those experiences. So that's what this job is. It's not all about the money. Okay, my best friend's texting me. She's on here too. She's telling me what to talk about because she's the best. Yeah, I am reading a book. Let me get it for you. So this book, The Claims Service Guide, I'm reading it. It's great. It's actually, wow, it's eye-opening. The authors are going to be on Adjuster Hour, so we're going to have them come on Adjuster Hour. We're going to talk about the book, and I think everyone needs to read this book. I've only read 3 chapters so far. It's not a long book. I read. It's not a long book at all, but the introduction of the book, it hit me pretty hard. I'm going to read this one sentence for you. That really just got me. Okay, it was the introduction. It wasn't even part of the chapter. I was reading the introduction and it like knocked me on my feet. It said, because in claims, we aren't just adjusting losses, we're adjusting lives. Chris Casalagio. I cannot say that. Sorry, Chris. We're adjusting lives. And I was like, man, as cheesy as you think that might be, it's not. To me, I was like, man, we're adjusting lives. And we really are. You know, I think in claims too, we can have this hero complex. I think I have it sometimes. Where, you know, you come in, it's a shit show, and you're going to make it better. You're going to make it better. And when he said that in the book, you're adjusting lives, it kind of hit me. It kind of hit me and went, what are you doing, Nat? Like, what are you on some of the claims I have now? What am I doing? Where is that customer service that I used to have when I was new and not tired? New, not tired, and not, burnt out. And this book is so good because it just reminds you, like, you are dealing with people's lives. And I think we forget that because we're, turn and burning, or we have 100 files on our desk. And this book, I think, really knocked me in my place, made me look in the mirror. And so I've been upping my game on my claims. Hopefully my insureds know that, or they're watching now. I'm like, why didn't you call me back today? Sorry, I will be calling you back tomorrow. I have a free day tomorrow. I'm going to be calling you back. But it's true. We are in a service business, and I think we forget that. We just want to turn the claim in and get paid. I mean, we all do. I mean, that's the truth. We all want to just get the claim paid. We want to get paid. We want to pay the insured. We want to close the claim out, but we tend to forget, what are we doing here in the first place? So I don't know. I want to hear from you. What are you doing here in this career? What you doing here? Or you just want to be on deployment and go travel, or in it for the money? You want to retire early because you can if you play your cards right and you write me some good reports. Or you just here because you landed here and you're stuck here. You don't want to be here. What is it? I want to be here. You know what I want to be like? I'm going to laugh. Oh, here we go. We have people talking. I'll tell you who I want to be like in just a minute. You're going to be like, what? That came out of left field. Who is that? Helping people get back on their feet. Yeah, Brandon. Brandon, I can see that. Brandon, I can see your character. You enjoy the money. I know you enjoy the money because you do nice things. You do fun things. But I know that you care because of the person that you are, and that shows through and through. And I think that's why you stay busy. And you know people. I know you know people, and you made connections, but it's the person you are. So paying the bills while helping people get their lives back. Yes, we all have to pay the bills. And that's the thing. I get that too. And this is a job that you can pay the bills. And there's so many aspects to this career that other careers just don't have. It's just complex. And yeah, enjoy meeting new people daily. Yeah, you meet new people. You never know who you're going to meet. I met Tyler Perry's cousin on a claim in New Orleans. And boy, he was so happy that he was Tyler Perry's cousin. I couldn't care less that he was Tyler Perry's cousin, but this man, that was his identity, that was his claim to fame. That was his cousin, and he had this little theater in New Orleans. It was not a very nice theater. I'm so sorry to tell him that. It was not a very nice theater, but he was doing it. He was living his dream as Tyler Perry's cousin, and it was great. And so you never know who you're going to meet. I've also met, what's the girl's name? What's the lady's name? Oh my gosh. What's that show? Little House on a Prairie? Is that it? No. Some really old show. I'm sorry. I am an adult, and I say things, that are silly. It's a really old show that aired at one point on cable TV. And the lady, one of the actresses, she actually lives in Zachary, Louisiana. She had passed away. What was her name? She was or was it, what is the show called? I don't know. I'll think of it tonight. But she had passed away and her son was at the claim, and so I got to see her house, and he talked about her life, and it was really really cool. But she was actually a famous actress, but she was from Louisiana and she just retired and lived in Louisiana. What is her name? Can y'all find it? It's not Little House on the Prairie. It was Dukes of Hazzard. It's Dukes of Hazzard. One of the, I don't know. She was good looking back in the day. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so you know who I want to be like? You know who is great at talk shows? Theo Vaughn. And he is from Louisiana. I want to be like Theo Vaughn, but in insurance. Oh, yeah. Have a great one. Thanks, Ryan. Brandon said, wow. Brandon, why are you saying wow to which part? The Theo Vaughn part or the I met the famous lady? I don't know. Yes. No, I love Theo Vaughn. I think he is hilarious. He is so much fun. He makes any topic funny. He's great. I mean, I don't want to be like him. I want to have a show like him. But how can you make insurance funny? I don't know. It's not funny. It's very serious. Very serious. But yeah. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys too. We are looking for he loves chicken Alfredo. He loves chicken Alfredo. Yes. We are looking for speakers for Adjuster Hour coming up. We have a couple of openings. We have one in August, September, October, and November. December, we're going to be completely off. December and January, I'm taking off. We won't have any shows. But how awesome is that? You have a chance to be on Adjuster Hour as a guest speaker, because we're pretty much full the rest of the year. We have a very special have a video coming out. Let's talk about that. Oh man. Okay, so I did a video. I did a mini documentary on Hurricane Katrina, my experience of living through it at 16, the immediate after effects of Katrina, what should I say? Going through it and things that you probably don't think about after a major catastrophe, because once a major catastrophe happens, it's all okay. What are we going to do? How are we going to make things back to normal? How are we going to make things right? What's the loss? How much, billions of dollars have been lost? And then we rebuild, we fix it, and then we move on, and then it's forgotten. I mean, how are y'all still thinking about Helene? I mean, we should be, those poor people. But something happens and we move on. So my video is about some of the things you probably wouldn't expect that could happen after a major event, devastating event happens to you in life. I am from Araby, Louisiana. It's in St. Bernard Parish. I live right by the Ninth Ward, the lower Ninth Ward in New Orleans, right by the Jackson Barracks. And so my house was under 13 feet of water for 3 weeks. Both three. So I have to get those confused. 13 foot of water for 3 weeks. So my family lost everything. It was very devastating. But I made a video talking about that and talking about how I became an adjuster because of Hurricane Katrina. So it's this whole, some shocking things, tidbits are released in the video. I don't know. I paid someone to do a video. It's not that cool. I don't know. It's not that cool, but I did it, and it's going to be released June 25th. New episode every single week. There's 10 episodes. They're short. They're only 3 minutes long. It's super short, but there's 10 episodes, and the finale will be for Hurricane Katrina 20th anniversary. It's a Friday. It's August 29th, just in case everyone forgot. I haven't forgotten. So we have a special adjuster hour August 28th. We're going to talk about Hurricane Katrina. We'll have a little presentation. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. It is very, very personal. I'm so nervous releasing it, but that's the point. That's why I did it, right? Why'd you do it if you're not going to release it? Well, because it's freaking scary. It's scary once you do things. And like I'd like to tell my friend, I just do things, and sometimes I don't think about it. And then once I do them, I'm like, oh shoot, it's happening. It's like when you go to jump into the pool and it's really cold, but you're going in and you're like, oh my god, I regret this, and then it's cold and you're mad, but then it warms up and it's fine. That's how I think the video is gonna be, like jumping in a cold pool, but it's on a warm day, so it's gonna warm up real good. It'll be fine. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Please be kind. Be kind on the video when it's released. I'm surprised I don't have any questions today. Y'all quiet. Everyone's quiet today because it's just me. Just Nat. All right, we got 20. I'm doing it. We got 20 more minutes. I can do it. I can do this. Okay. Another thing that's coming up is, well, that we're going to do is a September 11th special. So if you live through September 11th, I'm obsessed with September 11th, by the way. I am obsessed. I've watched almost every documentary. I've been told I missed a couple, so someone has given me some references for some more. But I'm obsessed with 9/11 because 9/11 was such a huge, it was huge. It was a huge day. Should I say more? It was a huge day, and there's so much that came about. So many aspects of insurance. So if you handled claims during 9/11, or you have a story about 9/11, or you just want to talk about it with me because you're obsessed with it like I am, let's talk about it and be on the show. That's going to be a special. That's going to be September 11th. It's on a Thursday. It worked out perfect. And we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about the claims and the magnitude of what came about and the lawsuits and all the things. So I don't know anything about that, but we're going to learn and we're going to do it, and it's going to be amazing. So yeah. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and sign up for Adjuster Hour, please do. Okay, you may have seen, we're going to probably get this tied up here shortly because there's no questions. So Adjuster Pro courses, you see the ticker going through. CE, we all need CE. We all need it. And sometimes we can't go get it. Sometimes we can't go to conferences, or we miss a couple webinars. We don't have the credits that we need. Time is of the essence. Go online, go to adjusterpro.com and sign up for your CE courses, get them all done. I think you can actually pick the ones that you want. You can get a bundle. There's different options, and you can save 10% with Adjuster Hour 10, which saves you a little bit of money because we all need to be saving money in this economy. In this economy. I'm sorry. But yeah, everyone needs their CE, okay? And if you are doing all that you can, all right, you're doing all that you can, work is slow, you're an adjuster, work is slow, and you got your resume, you think you got your LinkedIn set, but nothing is happening. I have resume and LinkedIn services. I'm your girl. I'll hook you up for a price, of course, but I'm going to hook you up. I'm going to hook you up. We're going to get that resume looking perfect. I've gotten great feedback on the resume service. It's quick. I'm pretty quick. So get on the resume service. I used to frown upon, honestly, I frowned upon the resume services because I thought they were predatory. and that's not what I do. I'm not predatory. I think a resume will only get you so far. It's like a driver's license. You need it to drive. You need a driver's license to drive. You need the resume to be your ticket into a firm, or maybe you are at a conference and someone goes, "Oh, great, give me your resume real quick. Let me take a look." Oh, here, do we still print things out? Here's a copy, or here's a digital, here's a QR code. We can set up a QR code, get you to that resume. You can share it virtually. But I have those services, and I'm going to tell you, people's attention, we have AI, so we have AI doing everything, but people's attention spans are so dang short that these resumes are just being overlooked. So I can help you with that, along with your LinkedIn services. I'm all over LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. I don't know. What can I describe myself as appropriately for LinkedIn? Um, I love it. And I know how LinkedIn works, and I know what to look for. When I click on a profile and it's crickets, I go, man, what are you doing? Because you have this free service to sell yourself, sell your services, and you're not utilizing it to its capability, and you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm hoping you're on LinkedIn, because that's probably how you heard about this show. You need to be on LinkedIn. You need to sell yourself. You need to stay visible. I talk about this all the time. When I first started, I was 21. I'm not going to tell the business card story again, because I think I've told that story too many times, and it's getting old. But my mom told me, yes, I got my first job. Okay. And I was like, man, I'm in. I don't need anything else. I got my job. I don't need to network. Like, I didn't say it like that, but I don't need to do anything because I got my job. Mom said, no, you network like you need a job. Network like you always need a job. And you're not out there being desperate, because it's not a good look. I've been there. It's not a good look. Promise you. But always act like you're looking for a new job. Now, what the heck? Your current employer is going to be like, what you do? No, you're not. It's not that you are trying to be disloyal to the company you're working for. You're protecting yourself in case something happens to the position that you're in now. It's different. We're not talking about, okay, what's the next big thing that I can get into, or next, salary range, things like that. I'm not talking about, being like that. You want to show loyalty, and to an extent, right? And you want to not jump from job to job. But if you always you're making connections, okay? You're just making connections. Look, this is free advice, free tips from that. Um, you are making connections. So when you do need a job, guess what? You've already made these connections. You've already gained trust with these individuals, these colleagues in your industry. So they're going to want to help you, because they know you and they like you, and they want to help you. So that's what you're doing. You're protecting your future self, for if something happens, you're good. And guess what? No stress. You don't need that stress. Looking for a job is so stressful. So listen to me when I tell you, fix your LinkedIn. Give it a go first. Give it a go first. Start from the beginning. Check off all the boxes. Fill in all the things that you can fill in. See how that works out. See how you're liking it. And if it's not where you want it to be, go to Nat Services. Where is that QR code? Look at that. Nat Services. I actually have a bundle deal for you guys. It's like, this is a commercial break. Um, Click on the service link. I don't know why that voice is. That's my commercial voice. Click on the service link, and you can get the bundle deal for the resume and your LinkedIn services, and you save $25. So go check that out. Do a little plug. But no, but in all, just, I'm goofy, but in all seriousness, it is a free product that you need to take and run with it. Okay? And make those connections. All right. We're just about done. I think we'll end there. Next week we have Anthony Hines. So it's going to be another good one, another good interview. We're off the next couple weeks because I'm going to be, we have the Rise meetup or Fort Lauderdale meetup. So we're not going to have an actual session. It's going to be a lunch meetup. And then we're off. We might have a meetup in NOLA in New Orleans. And then in July, we have a couple of good ones. August, we got a couple of good ones. We have the Adjuster Hour Special. September, again, we have Jay Abram in September with DCA Forensics. That's going to be amazing. I'm super excited. And let me just add that tidbit. I have a couple of engineers that are going to be on the show next month. Both are engineers. It's not just for insurance professionals, it's also the consultants, the engineers, the business development people, the recruiters. I would love to have another insurance recruiter on here. I would love that. Talk about how to set yourself up for success. And then in October, I'm going to be in Tulsa. I forgot about that. October, I'm going to be in Tulsa. So we're going to do a meetup in Oklahoma in October. That date will be probably the 17th, maybe Friday, October 17th or the 18th. So that'll be fun. I'm looking for people for November. We definitely need at least one more in November and then off December and January. So good lineups coming up. Thank you so much for joining in Adjuster Hour solo with just me this week. I hope you guys have a great evening and take care.